The Propcast on the Sports Gam Podcast Network is brought to you by Arctic Fantasy. They're coming to customers. Play just $5. At $100 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN. And welcome, everyone, to the Propcast here on the Sports Gam Podcast Network. It's currently Monday, November 3rd, around 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm host, as always, Scott Reichel, joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down our thoughts for the only Monday night game on the card. We have the Cardinals taking on the Cowboys. We're going to break down our favorite props for the upcoming game tonight. Adam, how's it going with you? How's your breakfast?
So far, so good. Trying to figure out a septic smell as we discussed, but I see Jason saying our defensive tackle and assist props are on fire. I think they are too. Thank you. So yeah, I'm good. I think we just lost money already today.
Yeah, Queens fell apart down the stretch.
Queens didn't. Oh, they lost by 7. Queens didn't score for the final 5 minutes of the game.
Yep, not good.
Excellent, children. Excellent. Good job.
But either way, point is, for college basketball officially underway. 8 a.m. start time. I don't know who's the genius who came up with that one, but we officially are in the middle of college basketball season. So
we're not in the middle. We're not in the middle of college basketball season. We're literally in the start of. We're actually that 100% inaccurate.
The point is the season
we're officially in the start, not in the middle.
No, the season's underway. So you're somewhere, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But either way. But 8 a.m. I don't know who's the.
I know, but I know you were running with it, but I was like, that's all right. That's the.
Well, I kind of just meant middle is like at any point after the season actually starts. But yes, I'm still not sure who's the idiot who came up with an 8 a.m. start time. But either way,
it's a tournament.
Yeah, I'm just saying 8 a.m. is kind of insane. Get more courts. That's kind of what I'm saying. But either way,
dude, it's college basketball, man. They should constantly do that.
I don't know. I think
more day basketball in college is great.
Day basketball is fine. I think 8 a.m. is absurd for these college kids. But we'll see what happens once again for the rest of opening night for college basketball. A lot of games, of course, should be fun. But we're going to talk about football. So once again, we're going to break down our 3 favorite props each for that Cardinals and Cowboys game. Last episode, I went 2-1. Warren finally scored for the Steelers a couple of times. That did not work out for me, but I had McCarthy interception, who played well, but he still threw a pick. And Stafford, no picks.
You're on Vikings Island.
Yeah, and
I loved watching all these fucking people say, "Oh my God, Lions only laying 8.5." I loved it. And you and I,
they covered the entire game.
It was never in doubt.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they won that. We had the money line. I didn't play the money line. I played the 4 with you, the 4.5 at 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And they won outright. So
they won outright. It was great.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I had the Stafford no picks, which was completely free. That was never in doubt. Stafford had 4 touchdowns immediately. Puka was great. Adams was great, and the Saints got buried.
They used Corum a lot.
Yes, I did notice that too. It felt like the Rams going into the game were going to coast, and that was the exact game script I projected, and they coasted. So it worked out for me. 2-1, can't complain. We're going to try to keep it rolling here for Monday night. I'll ask you before we officially start, though, anything you want to talk about from yesterday's football games?
No, we were 2-2 on the plays I gave out here. Harvey got under. Franklin got under. We lost Henry on the last play of the game.
Yeah, which is a shame.
By a hook, and then we lost. What did we lose? We lost the Aaron Rodgers on that
first half.
But
the false start, they did a check down, and we lost.
They did a check down. We had it. So. It was fine. So it was like, to me, I'm like, whatever. And then like if you followed on the other stuff, you still won a ton of money from us. So I don't care.
Yeah, and the default one got.
And we won the underdog.
We won the underdog. Yeah, I was going to say. Also, we won the combo passing yards with Jones.
And we got the base, which is what we wanted. Yeah,
the base.
Dude, Jones got there on his own. It was great.
Yeah, he had like 340 yards.
Yeah,
that worked out well. But either way, once again, pretty entertaining NFL Sunday. And
4-1 for me on Circa. If people don't care, they think I'm just a prop guy. I'm very, very good at sides. I am now in the top 96th percentile for.
Nice.
Yeah, 4-1 is pretty good. So
it's a very good week. So
yeah, I was basically. I like to think I was a quarterback away from being 5-0 because I took the Texans.
And that was a game that they were leading most of the way to. So
they missed a 20-yard field goal and they went for a field goal on the 1. That's a poverty franchise.
Yes, that is. I noticed that from Ryan's early in the game, and I just thought, what can possibly go wrong from that moment? And of course, it did. So there you go. But either way, once again, game here we're going to talk about in a second. Before we get into our thoughts for the Monday night game, reminder: the college basketball officially is tipped off, and you can make sure to check out the college experience for your college basketball picks. Subscribe to their podcast, and a reminder: download the SGPN app for free college basketball picks. So check it out. Think you'll enjoy just the commitment is the word I'll use from Kobe and everybody else over there. They record every day, bunch of college basketball, an insane amount of games, and they cover it all. So check out the college experience for college basketball and for college football. So moving on to the actual game tonight between the Cardinals and the Cowboys. As of right now, we have Brissett listed as the starter, with Kyler being questionable, I guess, as a backup quarterback. I don't know if that actually matters, but either way, getting into the props, Adam, what's going to be your first prop for the game tonight?
So we talked about this right before we went on air, but I'm going with the Jacoby Brissett under 35.5 pass attempts. So he had 44 against the Colts in a major back and forth game. 36 against the Packers, again, arguably back and forth game. But that's a lot. That is 80 in 2 games for a guy you and I both thought was 36, and it's 32. We were looking back. He hasn't had a 3-game set of 35 or more pass attempts since 2022. It's very tough to figure out this game because the total is so high, but the spread's super short. Originally I did like the Cardinals. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm not really able to get behind him throwing the ball 40 times here. They should be able to move against Dallas, but this is super high for a backup in 3 straight games. And so the other thing is just also that Dallas their opponents only average about 33 per game. Bo Nix went under. We were just talking about this, but Bo Nix went under. Daniels went under. Obviously, he said he got hurt. Bryce Young got hurt, or Bryce Young didn't get hurt. They won. They went under. Who else? The other ones I was looking at was let me just see. Sorry, guys. We're gonna look at it, but most of their guys have gone. Most people who've gone against Dallas have actually. Oh, here it is. Have gone under this. So I'm just looking at it now. Fields had a monster one. Love did, but Caleb Williams went under. Russell Wilson went under. I get it. It's just really high for me. And I just don't. I think what it is for me is seeing a 3-game set where I think that he's going to throw the ball 120 times. That's kind of what I don't think is going to happen with this type of backup. So, especially if they get a lead as a dog, I think that they're going to try to run the ball. Like they've very been talking about this committee. They have Bam Knight. They have different guys. Like no one's really good, but they liked Michael Carter enough that they kept him on the roster. So I think they are going to do that. Like you said, you can run against this Dallas team. It just seems,
that was the point I was going to make, is that people focus so much on the Cowboys secondary. This run defense is also really bad. So you can kind of move it however you want to against this team. So
yeah, I mean,
you might see them run
since
the ball.
week 3, their yards per carry is 5th worst. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's a good call out. That's a great call out, actually. Maybe we want maybe we find a dart for our underdog.
That works. We just have to pick the right running back.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. Yeah, that too.
Anyway, Jacoby Brissett under 35.5 pass attempts.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Brissett as well. But this one, I'm going to be pro Brissett. We can both get there, though. There is not that much overlap. I'm taking the passing touchdowns. It's a bit juicier than I normally take on the show, but I did like it anyway. It was over 1.5 passing touchdowns, minus 135. Brissett's had at least 2 passing touchdowns in both starts. Cowboys secondary has been really bad, especially in the red zone. So the Cowboys have allowed 2+ passing touchdowns in 6 of their first 7 games. They are really, really bad, especially in the red zone at stopping the pass. Bo Nix, who we saw look awful against the Texans yesterday, they won the game anyway. He had 4 passing touchdowns. You can go down the line. You mentioned that a couple of quarterbacks went under their pass attempts against the Cowboys defense. They still went over their passing touchdowns in a couple of cases. This red zone pass defense is a mess. And you know what? Brissett's been pretty good at finishing off drives so far in his starts. I do think 1.5 passing touchdowns is worthy of being a bit juiced, but I saw a couple books that had 140. I did see a 135 out there. I'm going to take it. Once again, we both can win, but Brissett in the red zone's been fine.
I mean, and Matthew Stafford had 4 touchdowns yesterday and didn't throw the ball.
And it coasted, yeah. That's kind of my thing is the total's very high, the spread's close, so I do think Arizona should move the ball against this team because the Cowboys' defense is also that bad. I think they're in the same caliber as the Bengals' defense. That's how bad I think this defense actually is. So I'm going to go with the Brissett passing touchdowns over 1.5 minus 135.
Kind of go off topic, but what's your take on the Broncos based on how they were against? Did you learn anything from the Broncos based on how they were against the Texans?
No, I didn't learn anything. The one thing that I already knew.
What's your take on the Broncos overall, Todd? That's my
take on the Broncos. I feel like every year we have a couple of teams that win a bunch of games and you're very unimpressed, and then they get to the playoffs and they probably lose early, and that's kind of how I feel about Denver. I don't think this team's very good, at least watching them play. The defense is nasty. Like, I think that's well documented at this point. Do I think Bo Nix is very good? I think he's okay. I mean, it's his second year in the league. I
haven't seen him do well against a good defense.
That's what I'm saying, is that they won the game against Houston. You mentioned Ryan's kicking some short field goals and being very conservative. He always is. But I think people overrated the Broncos, which is something that I noticed going into the game yesterday that a lot of people didn't. Don't overreact to quarterback stats right after they play the Bengals or the Cowboys.
I was on the Texans. I mean,
no. I'm saying because other people were looking at the start going, oh, yeah, Bo Nix had a great start last week. Denver scored 44 points. People don't realize just how bad the Cowboys and Bengals defenses are. I skip over those starts for quarterback evaluation. That's basically free. So I don't even bother. And we saw Caleb Williams torch the Bengals yesterday. Shout out to the Bears who ended up covering the spread.
Dude, covered the spread. Got the 2 touchdowns that Sean gave out, which was great. I had that too. On Loveland, they cover that cover was epic.
Yeah,
and Joe Flacco, passing leader in the AFC, is very alive.
See, I can't look past the Broncos having such a bad game against the Jets overseas, and then you look at them against the Giants where they're getting killed, and the Giants stink. They score 30-plus points in the fourth quarter to somehow steal a game, but that's still insane that you're getting killed in 3 quarters. And then you ended up playing the Cowboys, who can't stop a high school team. So I don't think this offense is very good.
The only team I've seen them put up points against was that dead Bengals team with Jake Browning on Monday night.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter against the once again the fourth quarter against the Giants.
No. They bombed on them that whole game. That was the Monday night game. You're talking about the Giants game, which also again.
I'm saying for 3 quarters they did nothing against that Giants defense.
Yeah, which I have a little more respect for that defense.
No, I think defense is okay, but the point is 30-plus points to finish the game is outrageous. They had basically 0 in 3 quarters.
No, I get it, and they were going against umbrella schemes.
So to answer your question for Denver, they might win the division just because the Chiefs lost again. We'll see what happens.
We have that.
It's fine either way.
But they lost, but they didn't. But within the division, they have all their games in hand. Like, that's the thing. The only team that because if Chiefs or Broncos win out, they win the division.
Look, I'll put it this way. I'm not going to compare them exactly to a Mike Tomlin Steelers team. I think Denver's a playoff team that probably loses in the first or second round. I think their offense is very smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I had a lot of it's very motion oriented because it's Sean Payton, and that's fine. I don't think that they have a real true wide receiver one. And I mean, the thing I'll say about Nix is that I don't mind Nix. He's a winner. That's the thing.
I think he's fine, but the offense is predicated on a lot of basically check down and short passes.
Yeah, well, that's what
correct. That's what Payton likes.
That's what he did. He made a career out of Drew Brees doing that for
correct. But do I think that's a style that's going to win you a Super Bowl? No, I don't. But it might win you a round, maybe. So
all right, let's keep going. Anyway, my turn.
Right. Yeah. So once again, I got Brissett over 1.5 passing touchdowns at minus 135. Moving on to your second prop. What do you like?
So, believe it or not, but Arizona has a deceptively decent back end of their passing defense. So they actually they give up sometimes by design they'll give up bombs, but the completion percentage is pretty low. And that being that said, I'm going to actually take Dak under 37.5 longest reception. I know it sounds risky and it sounds crazy. He's actually under this in 5 of 8 this year. Okay. Wait, wow, look at this. So someone just reading my mind. Dak didn't even hit this against the Giants in that game where like nobody punted. Only 2 QBs have gone over their longest against Arizona this year. Guess who they are?
Against Arizona. I'm trying to think if Jordan Love did it.
Nope.
Okay. It makes sense because I don't think Washington was back. I don't think Watson was back at that point. I have no idea, to be honest.
It was.
I'm trying to think of who the Cardinals have played this
Bryce
season.
Young.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Is one Cam Ward?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember the long pass to Ridley on the final drive. Okay, so one was Cam Ward. There you
go. So I see Corey asking about Zay alt lines. And I see every single person
for Zay. We'll actually talk about Zay in a second indirectly.
We'll talk about him in a second.
My next play is kind of a pivot off of Zay, so we'll get into that.
Yeah, you can do that. I think I'm gonna pass on Zay, but not my tempo. But good luck.
Is he rushing or is he dragging?
Are you rushing or are you dragging? That's basically what Vrabel's doing to Henderson.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hold on, let me just look. Yeah, Bryce Young. Against Arizona defense dating back to last year, only 1, 2, 3, 4.
They give up a lot of stuff underneath, but not a lot.
A lot of stuff underneath, but like 37's high.
Yeah,
37's good. If you can get that, I saw someone say you get the 39.5, and like we're on the same page. You don't feel like you have to pay the extra juice for it. I think we're good. Yeah, I saw Kramer gave it out. I don't necessarily agree with it. There's a lot of stuff I don't agree with on Kramer, so. It works. It's fine. We're still friends. Your turn.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were going to continue your breakdown.
No. Dak under 37.5 longest completion.
Yeah, I saw somebody say it was 39.5 in the comments.
I guess so on ESPN. It was. Yeah, see it. But it's minus 145 there.
Okay, that's expensive. Yeah, so 37.5 is fine.
37.5. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. Before we get into my second prop for the game tonight, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, MyBookie.ag. Who's Bookie?
My bookie.
So using to bet on football, college basketball, NBA, MLB during the season. The season's over, but you can do baseball as well. A reminder that their prop builds are second to none, and you can also check out the platform with crypto for funding your account and for getting nice payouts. Head to MyBookie.ag. Use code SGPN, 100% bet bonus. I'm talking to our customers. Look at the G promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is the number one prediction market for sports in America. Get some great prices, reduced juice. So once again, very good resource to have. Available in 35 states. Download the app when you do so. Get $50 and spend just $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get the extra Novig promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first call of props for the game tonight. Time to move on into my second prop for the show. So I'm going to go with Michael Wilson. I'm going to go with his over receiving yards at 24.5 at minus 121. He's had at least 40 yards in 2 straight. We know that Arizona's had him for a while. He's fine, but I do think 24.5 is pretty low. He's had at least 4 targets in 4 straight games. So Brissett, we know, has kind of been airing it out lately, and Wilson has been a recipient to some degree in that area. They still have Harrison Jr., they still have McBride, but Wilson's actually third on the team in targets. So I do actually like the matchup quite a bit against the Cowboys, obviously, who have been getting torched regularly. They're allowing the second most receiving yards per game to opposing wide receivers. Wilson, for the guy who's third on the team in targets, 24.5 yards sounds so ridiculously low for a guy that's had 40-plus in 2 straight. I'll take Wilson over 24.5 receiving yards minus 121.
I like Wilson.
I think he's fine, but 24.5 is just an insanely low number against the secondary.
Let me look at I'm looking at the last couple weeks. I don't like do you like Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I'll put it this way. I think that he's not nearly as good as people thought he was going to be based on what he was at Ohio State.
I love this Wilson play. We should put this in the underdog.
I just think it's an insanely low number. To answer your question, though, about Harrison Jr., I don't think he's as good as people thought he was going to be watching him at Ohio State. People treat him like he was Jeremiah Smith. I don't think he's that good. I think he's fine. I don't think that he deserves all the hate he's getting. He has been a bit better lately, but I think he's good. I don't think he's great. I think that's how I would describe Harrison Jr.
So Wilson, yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think I think he's slightly overrated.
People mocked him earlier in the season, and then he started playing better, but I don't think he's a true number 1 receiver. That's kind of my thoughts on here.
I don't think so either. Dortch and Wilson have a ton of catchable targets the last couple weeks. Wilson's got 13.
Dortch is at like 5.5. That was my runner-up for one of my plays. His receiving yards are 5.5, but he only played 7% of snaps last week, so I kind of got scared off of Dortch.
Well,
he ran 30. Anyway.
He ran 30. He's run 30% of the routes the last 2 games, and then he's got 7% of the targets.
Yeah, Dortch was.
I like Wilson a lot. I actually like Wilson a lot more. That's a good call out. I mean, I see why everybody's on Zay Jones.
In theory, both can get there, but I think 24.5 is just
honestly. I would take Michael Harrison over Jones because the third and fourth down targets are all going to Marvin Harrison overwhelmingly. And the play action target. It's because Zay Jones is getting play action targets, but I don't know how they're really selling play action.
And McBride settled like 6.5 receptions. Cowboys are actually not terrible against tight ends. They're not good against anybody, but tight ends are not really a weakness position for them. So once again, it was a very low number. I thought it was kind of low hanging fruit. Dortch though at 5.5 was very tempting to me, but I was a bit concerned about the snap share, so I went with Wilson instead.
No, I think Dortch you just want like touchdown or like longest. That's fine.
That might be like an alt longest. You just hope he catches some type of 10 yards.
I don't want like a ton of things on here.
No, it's fine. But once again, third on the team in targets, 24.5. Give me Wilson over his receiving yards for this game. So there you go. All right, moving on to your third prop for the game. What do you like?
You mentioned Dallas not bad against tight ends, but you know who's bad against tight ends?
I'm going to assume it's the Cardinals.
It is Arizona. It is those Arizona Cardinals. Those Arizona Cardinals. We're just gonna keep it easy, man. Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown. He has 2, 4, 5, 6 in the last 5 games. It's been a monster. So and then these are opposing tight ends. Tucker Kraft had 1. Tyler Warren had 1. Chig didn't. AJ Barner had 1. So they've given up tight end touchdowns to tight ends in 3 of the last 4 games. That is something that I like. I mean, I also do I do get it. I believe that the Cardinals are off a bye, right? The Cardinals were off a bye. Yeah, they had a bye and now they're in week 9. So they could fix some things there, and that's something that I do look for in teams, that they'll do that. But I think with a total this high, he's been a big red zone target. He's been getting there. He's been doing that. And the Cardinals have been giving them up in that area. So let's go with just easy plus 125, Jake Ferguson touchdown.
It's a very good bounce back spot for Ferguson, who's been a touchdown machine the entire season. Did nothing against Denver. It's a very good bounce back spot where Dallas might even force feed him a bit more because of how vital he is to the offense. The entire team was not very good against Denver, so I do think Ferguson might get a surplus of targets to potentially just get it back on track after what happened last week. But you mentioned Arizona's numbers. Ferguson's been great this season, so I like the play for this one. What was the price again for that?
Plus 125.
All right. So once again, plus money against a defense that can't stop tight ends, and he scores a bunch of touchdowns. So I like it for the value as well. So for my last play, I'll go with the Cowboys offense. I'm going to go with Pickens over his receiving yards at 62.5 at minus 112. You're looking at his numbers this season. They've been great. He's had at least 64 yards in 6 of the last 7 games. And on top of that, he's had at least 68 yards in all 3 home games this season. I understand that the Cardinals are pretty good at limiting long targets, but Pickens has been better in the intermediate stuff than people realize. And I do think that Pickens is just a matchup problem. We know Lamb, of course, is a threat, but Lamb will be getting most of the, I'd say, cornerback 1. I'd say reps. I do think that opens the door for Pickens to take some advantage on the cornerback 2s. And I do think that Pickens, of course, has been a great fit with this Cowboys team. I know that, of course, with the Steelers, he showed talent, but with that offense, it was very up and down. There is no down so far. He's just been really, really good, consistently good. High total, spread's pretty close. I see a good matchup for Pickens, but conceptually, for his numbers this season, Arizona's defense is okay. It's not a great defense by any means. 62.5 feels very low for Pickens. I'm going with the over. I think it's a good number. So
I like it. I think he's the dude. I think he's just the. I agree. I think that they're still like assuming that it's a world where the targets go like to
mainly to Lamb, which
they're both good. Whoa, look at that. Let me fix this. So the aperture issue. Hold on. Boop. Yeah, cool. Now I'm off. Now I'm blurry. All right, whatever. No one can see me. I don't really care.
It's fine.
It's fine. It'll be fun.
I was gonna say if you wanted to refresh, I could just stall until you get
did
back.
No, I just did it. Am I back? Nope. Hold on. There I am.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no, I agree with this play. That's fine.
Okay. So once again, it's not really anything creative, but Pickens, I just think the number's too low. So there you go. All right. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for 3 plays each. Time for miscellaneous. Anything that you want to share? Any thoughts with the game overall, side, total? Anything you want to talk about?
Bonus play. Our guy, what's his name? Chad Ryland? I never even know his first name. Chad Ryland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is an official play too. Over 1.5 field goals, plus 104 DK.
It's actually funny you bring it up because I initially texted this to you as one of my plays for the other show. And you said, please don't do Monday night games. I'm like, I forgot they were playing.
Oh, I never even thought about it. Yeah.
I messaged you Ryland like 3 days ago. And then now we're Monday night.
I mean, his kicking points is 7.5, and that's minus 120 or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's the number one thing I look for in a lot of the field goal props. First of all, they're inside.
Yeah.
And like you said, like everybody can cut through the Dallas defense. So it's like they'll get there. The thing for me is you're going to have 2 field goals to get those kicking points. So why not get the field goals at better price?
And you get to skip the extra points. So that's a lot better.
What do you think he's going to do? Have like 6 touchdowns and just
pretty much with Brissett. So I like Ryland is with you. It's plus money, which I thought was kind of insane.
I'll take it.
Yep,
and he's done it in like every game.
Anything else you want to mention? A brief ladder discussion. Because if you wanted to go for any
everyone wants us to do a ladder. Yeah, we did hit that first one.
I was going to say, though, since I brought it up briefly and it did make my runner-up list there for the props, I think Dortch is honestly interesting at 5.5 receiving yards. It's just such a low number.
Let me look. Let's find a ladder. You got time, right?
Yeah, I got time. Once again, my NBA show got moved to 1 o'clock, so I got time.
Okay. Yeah, it's Monday, so I'm like kind of like, I don't really want to do anything on this. I'm
not saying Dortch's yards are that impressive, but the Cowboys allow so many. Dortch is also shifty.
No, I get it. It's just about how often he's going to be on the field.
No, I get it. But like, if we both think he's got a decent chance to go over 5.5, and he's also a gadget player, maybe catches them a bit.
I got to be honest. I'd rather ladder Wilson.
That's fine. We can do that too. I feel like there's somebody in the secondary receiver portion of the depth chart for Arizona, which is probably worth targeting. I don't know. Dortch caught my eye because in theory he can take one fake jet sweep.
The problem that I have with Dortch is that we might get killed by a jet sweep.
Yeah.
Because he does that considerably. And they're not happy with all their running backs.
Yeah, that's true.
Do we want to do?
Unfortunately for Dortch, I don't see rushing and receiving. I don't see the.
I don't hate Wilson. I think that we should zig while everyone zags on this.
It's fine. I mean, you mentioned it. Everyone loves Jones. I just think.
So why don't we alt Wilson?
That's fine.
And why don't we alt it to? Let's do 40.
I was gonna say my ceiling I think would be 40 based on the last couple weeks.
Well, that's his ceiling. So let's do that. Let's do this. I don't even want to do the. So the thing is about this line. What do I always say? What's the floor? What's the floor of the ceiling? Right.
Yeah.
25.5 is the line, right? In the last 10 games, when he's gone over 25, do you know what he's landed on?
Exactly.
Actually,
40.
when he's gone over 22, do you know?
No, I know it's like exactly 40 every time.
Exactly. So I don't think that we need to. I think that what we do is we play Michael Wilson. How many targets is he getting?
I think he's at 4.
I love it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna build off of yours. This is what we're gonna do as a play. We're gonna do 30, 40, 50.
Okay.
Let me just see. Has he ever gotten 50?
Last year. I don't know if he's gotten there this year.
No, it's okay. We're gonna check it right now. Look at us. Look at the energy that we got making our own ladder on this.
I remember looking up his yards once again for my prop. I don't believe he's gotten to 50 this season, but I know
he hasn't this season, but last year he went 54, 55, 57. So let's do 30, 40, 50.
Okay, that works.
Cool. Done.
So there you go.
30. Okay, so for the tape, because we know that this is gonna hit, and I'd love for us to all be about it. Michael Jackson Wilson, ladder, 30 yards at plus 125, 40 yards at 2-1, and 50 yards at plus 340.
There you go. All right. Anything else you want to add, or should we just move on into our best bets?
We can just move into that. Yes. Cool. Joe pointing out the 48 and 44 the last two games, which correlates to me saying he had 40 last game.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
That's exactly what we said.
So before we get into our actual best bets, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Arnold Fantasy. So play Fantasy Pick'em entry, chance to win 5,000 times your entry. Used to be 500 times. Now it's 5,000. Take advantage of the chances. A reminder, you could also check out the new offer for new customers. Play just $5. At $100 most funds, use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. So they're crushing college football, the NFL, and now they just added NBA. They also have college basketball. So if you do want some college basketball thoughts, check out Rhythm as well. They're giving away cash prizes every week for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type of model that you build, and you can win $1K. And a reminder, if you use the promo code SGPN25 right now on the app, I get a quarter first month. That Rhythm. We'll take a promo code SGPN25. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our favorite 3 props each for the Monday night game. Time to move on into our best bets. Adam, what's going to be your best bet for the show?
I think I'm going to go with this Dak under 37.5 longest.
Okay. I mean, somebody tweeted about it, or messaged us in the comment section. The hit rate's absurd. And Arizona gives up a lot of underneath stuff. Yep. So even the Cam Ward one that got there, that took some extenuating circumstances where the Titans had to score in the last drive and they chucked it down the field and that kind of got out of hand. So, yeah.
I'm just taking, by the way, a look at Rhythm to see if Rhythm likes anything that we wanted to change out for this ladder as we're looking here. Rhythm loves Luke Shoemaker. Okay. They like Jake Ferguson under receiving yards. So maybe we do Jake Ferguson TD parlayed with that.
The Travis Kelce Monday night game from like 5 years ago.
They like the Dortch to have 6. I mean,
once again, a low number, whatever. It's fine. We can talk about
I like that. I mean, I like it. I like this Michael Wilson one, but he's on the field way more.
That's fine. That's for a ladder. I'm saying if we really wanted the liability on Dortch, we could just take the regular receiving yards.
I would just take the touchdown.
That too. That works.
Like, I don't think he's getting he's not getting used for anything other than a third down to convert or a touchdown or like a red zone.
Or a drag right over the middle, and if nobody guards
he's not like this isn't somebody who's like running routes. Like it's not. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there you go. For my best bet, I'm going to go with Wilson at 24.5 receiving yards at minus 121. And they'll give out the ladder for a reason, but 24.5 conceptually is too low when he is third on the team in targets, and you're looking at the
third in ADOT too over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he might get there in one catch. You know, in the past we've taken Wilson
18% of air yards. I love it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I build off of it. We made
Cowboys defense stinks. They're allowing the second most receiving yards to opposing wide receivers. So I like Wilson here at 24.5 at minus 121. Anyway, moving on to underdog. No pressure, but we also did just win our last entry. So we're going to try to keep it rolling here for the second straight episode. Anything you want to recycle that we already have?
We have a lot of. We might as well just put Dortch in there.
Yeah, Dortch is fine. It's like the exact type of prop we would want in an entry like that.
It's higher on there. It's 7.5, but
okay, that's fine.
Whatever. Well, wait, his longest is over 5.5. Do we want that?
Over 5.5 was the default line, so I think I'd rather just take the 5.5.
Yeah. Well, that would be his long. He would have to have a 5.
No, correct. I'm saying that's what the normal price is on sports books.
Let me look. Timeout. Let me look at this. Hold on. I have some other things that I am bopping into through a former sponsor of the program.
Okay.
That is not a sponsor of the program now, but let me just see. Okay. So do we want to look at, let me look for a rushing yards thing.
Okay.
Do you like Jacoby Brissett rushing yards?
I actually looked at it because I initially was going to do Kyler rushing, and then Kyler wasn't actually starting, but I was looking between either the 14.5 rushing or the 8.5 longest rush, and I wasn't sure which one I wanted.
I definitely want the problem with the 8.5 longest rush is that I think that is extremely game script dependent versus weak offensive line. Like that has to be a third and long and he runs and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which we don't think necessarily happens all the time because of their defense.
I mean, do we think he gets to 14.5 though without a relatively long run?
What's his carries? His carries is at 4, so
Yeah.
that's 4.5 per.
I mean, do we think
I
he
don't.
gets to
I
4?
like. Yeah, I think.
Then let's take the carries.
Well, hold on. Let me see this.
I feel like it's going to be close either way, but the Cowboys are bad against quarterbacks when it comes to the run defense.
So, dude, every quarterback goes over this. Let's just take the yards and not
okay.
and not fuck
yards.
around.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's just do the yards. Okay, it's 15.5. We took that.
Okay.
Let's take. Do you want to do?
Do you want the Ferguson touchdown in there?
We already bet it.
Okay.
It's kind of like in terms of variance things. We already seem to have it in something. Do you want? I could pick another guy for a touchdown.
Do you want to back Rhythm Schoonmaker?
It's like my no. I like it, but
I'm just throwing out ideas.
No, I know you are.
We don't want to recycle. That's kind of why I'm mentioning stuff.
Let me look at anytime TDs. If there's anybody on here that I think is a good. Let me see this TD. This guy's reception. You want to do a Harrison TD?
Either that, or do you want to do Brissett passing touchdowns? I talked about it earlier.
I'd rather do the rush.
Okay.
I'd rather.
I forgot you can't do the same player twice.
Let's do the Harrison. Let's do a Harrison TD.
Okay. I like how you spent the time saying he was overrated, and we're taking him anyway. I do like
for a TD. I'll take him because he's a body. Like
once again, I have the passing touchdowns for Brissett, so yeah, it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about.
And we could do that on a FanDuel boost.
Yeah, that's fine.
So and then we need a Cowboy.
I thought we have 3 already.
No. We have Brissett, higher 15.5 rush, Harrison TD. We need one more.
I thought you wanted the Dortch 5.5.
Dortch is on the Cardinals.
No, I know.
I don't want to do 3 Cardinals. Let's do.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, so do you want the Harrison touchdown, or do you want the Dortch 5.5?
The Harrison touchdown.
Okay, cool.
He's on the field more.
So it's toss Dortch out. That's fine.
Let's see. Let me see if there's a receiving. Oh wait, what was the Pickens one he had?
I had 62.5.
No, but what about it? I'll take. What about his receptions? I'll take that.
I can go with that. That's fine.
He's been just really good at that stuff, man.
Yeah. I mean, unless you wanted the free space, we'll ignore kind of the payout and we can go Aubrey field goals at 1.5. It's chalky, but it's a leg.
I don't mind it. It's really makes our odds.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
let's do the Pickens. Oh, it's only 4.5 receptions here.
Sure, let's take that.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. It's a better payout. So, okay, starting this over. George Pickens, higher 4.5 receptions. Jacoby Brissett, higher 15.5 rush yards. Marvin Harrison, a touchdown. It is 5.58.
There we go. All right, cool. That's going to wrap
to allegedly win $279.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to wrap it up for the show. Before we officially end the show, though, Adam, can you just repeat your 3 props that you have for the game tonight?
I certainly can, Scooter. Does anyone call you that?
Sam. Every day.
Oh, every day. Nice. Good old Sam Lang. All right. Dak Prescott under 37.5 longest reception. Jacoby Brissett under 35.5 pass attempts. Jake Ferguson touchdown plus 125. And I think it's Chad Ryland. We should just look him up.
But it is Chad Ryland.
All right, cool. Chad Ryland over 1.5 field goals made. That's 4 plays from me.
Cool.
You guys get a bonus because we had a really good week.
Yeah, so for mine, I'm going to go with Pickens over 62.5 receiving yards at minus 112. Michael Wilson over 24.5 receiving yards at minus 121. And Jacoby Brissett over 1.5 passing touchdowns at minus 135. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Of course, we're going to be back again for week 10. But before that, a reminder, we are now doing a basketball-NHL hybrid show midweek. So we did that on Thursday last week.
That was fun as fuck.
It was fun. We did well. So once again, looking forward to it.
Yeah, but the feedback was really good. Yeah, guys like Troy Tuning were coming in saying, dude, talking hockey, I love this.
That'll be our next episode. So yes, we still do football. Of course, baseball season's over, but we're going to be back for NBA, NHL in the middle of the week. Till next time, you can find me on Twitter at Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rosenberg. And a reminder, check out the Propcast on Twitter at the Propcast SGPN. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel to try to help us get to 1K in subscribers, and also check out the overall podcast on Spotify and Apple. Leave a rating and a review. Till next time, good luck to all of you.